All right, so you're about to get $200 worth of sample packs 100% for free. At first, we're gonna be doing a special sneak peek into Project One. We've actually shifted from the beta version up to a newer version of this pack. This is actually the first time we've decided to do something radically different. So Project One actually has 15 different genres of music for you to explore, but you're about to see why this pack is unlike any pack we've ever done. Not to mention, you're actually getting 12 premium plugins for free when you get Project One, so I'll tell you more about that later in this video. So the whole point of us doing a lot of beta testing for Project One, working closely with a lot of producers on different versions of this production suite, is that we have found a way to increase your workflow times 10. You're literally going to be making 10 times the amount of music when you use this pack, and I'm about to build a couple melodies live, and you're going to see how we've gone from essentially having these melody loops that you can use to having these sandbox folders that you can dive into and make a lot of different stuff with. So the first thing we're going to do is start with this R&B folder. As you can see, there's actually a lot more samples than usual. Let's go ahead and dive into a few. These little stars right here, up at the top of each section, is actually the full melody loop. But the thing that makes this pack a lot different is we actually took all the stems and cut them up differently so they're kind of ready to go. And not that, we took them out of the stems folder, we took the MIDI out of the stems folder because we don't want you just using the melody loop. There's actually a lot of creativity here to build on top of ideas very, very quickly and having access, as you can see, to every single layer in one folder. And let me show you how powerful this is. So let's just take this loop right here. If I were to take, let's say these chords, because they're very moody, very emotional. I really like them. I'm going to bring in the chords. I'm going to bring in, let's say, the bass line, and I'm going to bring in this vocal because I really liked it. So within a few seconds, I can already have like a good vibe. This sample's actually really fire. I've been flipping it in like so many different ways. But the cool part is that now I only grabbed a few of the layers. Sure, I can go grab the rest when I need to, but the way we've organized this is actually to inspire you to dive into different stem layers and to mix and match way more. So let's just go find some more stuff to combine with it. Okay, so here's another little vocal. So I kind of like this a lot, but I almost want to. As you can see, I'm just throwing a little accent layer to keep adding to this melody loop. And I'm just gonna throw a plug-in memory on the vocal just to give it a little more distant feel. Okay, we're gonna keep going through, see what else we can add to this. I'm just gonna start trying different layers. See, already right there, I'm able to mix and match stuff. So you're not just getting the exact melody loops. You're essentially having a little sandbox. You can kind of mix and match things very, very quickly with this new workflow. And I'm telling you, the beta pack wasn't like this, by the way. This is actually something we discovered through different versions of that beta into a way better version of a pack. So I'm going to show you real quick how this is also applied to the drum loops. So there's the full drum loops with the stars here up at the top. And let me find some stuff I like here. So I really like that hi-hat, right? I can just bring in the hi-hat because the hi-hat layer is right under it. Let me find something else. I like that snare. Maybe we'll grab the open hat. One of the cool parts why I like these stem layers so much, let's say if I want to change up the hi-hat, I can quickly do it. As you can see right here, there's a quick way I like to rewrite the loops. As you can see, I've laid down some really quick ideas, a little foundation for an R&B beat, and I really like the way it came out. And as you can see, one of the cool things about this pack is it's designed to get you to do trial and error as fast as possible. At the end of the day, as a producer, that's really what we do, right? We come up with ideas in our head and we try out a lot of different stuff. Sometimes it's doing a certain processing chain that you love. Other times it's mixing and matching things, it's pitching things, it's doing your secret little trick. And what this pack is designed to do is help you get ideas out as fast as is possible. And I'm telling you, it's only been a couple minutes that I laid down this idea. You can do this over and over and over again. And one other cool part, if I want to dive in, and let's say I want to do some cool sound design or take this into a different direction, I'm going to pull in Serum real quick for this example. The MIDI is also right here. So in literally 1 second, I can pull in the MIDI and have the exact MIDI from that loop. Because I can take just this and start pulling into a new direction. And you can also use the MIDI real quick just to add different layers. Like let me grab even like FL keys real quick, add a piano layer. See, already just by having the MIDI, I'm able to add in my own layers and really create a lot of new stuff. And I'm telling you, that's what Project One's about. We wanted to find a way to make the workflow unlike anything we've ever done. Keep in mind, this is just R&B, so we're actually gonna go ahead and save this. We're gonna jump into a completely different genre here and show you how different layers creates a whole different vibe. Not to mention, you can actually mix and match these, and that's where a lot of the creativity comes in. Okay, we're actually gonna take a couple different things. Let's actually do Sunrise. So Sunrise was a lot of like beautiful, emotional, electronic melodies. I was actually based on artists like Fred again, Rufus Del Sol, and different artists like that. So I'll play some of these. They're very emotional electronic melodies. A lot of these melodies and layers were actually played using real synthesizers. See, already, like, I just love that bass. Like right away, I love the bass and the chords. And I just love finding something like that and building a foundation on. That layer right there is amazing. And I would just immediately combine it with the bass. And I would start right there, right? And then I would go down and let me find other stuff, because like I said, I only want to use a piece of that. And we're gonna click through some other loops. I kind of like that little vocal right there. Kind of has a little emotional feel to it. I just quickly flip the key here. See how much emotion? That little layer, it just really helps complement the melody. And already we're finding some new life to it. Let's keep going though. By the way, this is like sampling records on fucking steroids, is what it is. This harp could be cool. We'll keep going. Same thing with this pluck. Kind of like that. I'm also a fan of finding stuff in similar BPM range. See, already got a vibe, but I'll keep testing out different leads. Maybe try something like this. See, this is where I would take it, and I would actually try to process that single layer. See, you see how I was able to now, just if you know some basic processing, or even take one of our plugins like Dark Sky. Here's the before. Which was cool, but I wanted to see if it would sound different, like a different atmosphere. And then when you add that back in, it's a nice texture. And that's me just playing with one layer. So imagine how many different ways you can process samples, chop the samples up, take them into different directions, reverse them. Like I could immediately, I don't know, like reverse the chords and reverse the main melody or main bass. I could reverse everything. Let me try. Right? Let's say I just pitch everything down. Let's say I slow everything down. I bring the pluck back in. Some whole new shit right there, okay? And I barely touched it, okay? I'm trying to show you guys piece by piece that this thing is literally an engine of creativity when it comes to melodies, and honestly, there's nobody else doing it like this, and we really optimize each stem layer to kind of be ready to go the second you drag it in. All right, now we're gonna go into something that might be better for a pop or a trap beat. We're actually gonna play around with some guitar samples. Ooh. Bro, that vocal. Immediately, that's the first thing that stuck out, and honestly, the main guitar. And I'll also throw on the real guitar bass line. I actually want to do some crazy processing on that guitar. This is going to give those weird little glitchy. There it is. Take off the processing. So we have two different versions. So already you can take something like this and instead of mixing and matching the layers, you can just focus on processing it to new places. So that's one version, and then the original. I'm actually gonna lay down some quick drums on this because I think it's fucking sick. I'm not gonna show you the Project 1 drums yet because they're really crazy, but gotta leave some stuff up for a surprise. Maybe. As you can see, one thing I really like to do with these layers, and it's why I really love this pack, is that essentially I rewrite the layers. Like I'll sit there and I'll redo the grooves on some of the percussion. Because by the way, every single drum loop, just keep in mind, when you see the full version of Project 1, you're gonna have a bunch of different genres of drum loops like R&B, trap, electronic, all this stuff. And you're gonna have the full drum loops as well as the layers. So I love to just play around and mix and match layers. And then add in some I'll add in some one shots in on top. So as you can see, I also add in stuff like one shots and all those kind of things kind of on top of it. Honestly, I just use a lot of stuff at my fingertips. Okay, so another thing I like to do is I love this live bass loop right here, or this live bass. But I'm also going to add in like an 808. As you can see here, I spent more time on processing these layers, adding in like the trippy delays and stuff in this example, just because that's another direction you can go in. You don't even have to necessarily always mix and match. A lot of times just the processing alone gets you to a lot of different places. So that's the big difference of this pack. And just to show you the scale of it, right? Because no one's seen how big this thing is. If I open up just the ambient folder alone, as you can see, you have so many different layers per folder to work with, right? So depending on the mood, like if you want ambient, just hopping straight into ambient and then finding those keys because you really like that emotion can get you somewhere really, really quick, right? Same thing goes for, let's say, if you're a producer and you want to explore new stuff, like maybe electronic. We even have cool stuff like the Festival Collection. Right? Like right here, some Avicii style stuff, you might just take that guitar. Right? Because a lot of country stuff's like pretty hot right now, so you can just build like straight up on top of this. There's a lot of different genres in this thing, and I'm telling you guys, this kind of production suite is not out there. Nobody's doing it like this, and the way we've essentially restructured and reorganized and optimized the pack from the ground up, you're gonna be making way more music than you ever have before. So anyways, I'm very excited. Keep in mind, we're only dropping 1,000 licenses of Project One, and this thing's gonna have over 250 melodies. And just to talk about those special plugins that's coming with it, you're actually gonna be getting 12 plugins for free from Joey Sturgis Tones. He's actually a good friend of mine, and he heard about Project One, and I talked to him about it, and yeah, I was seeing if he'd be willing to give everybody a free license. And we actually acquired 1,000 licenses of these 12 plugins that you're actually gonna be getting for free. So be on the lookout for that. Not to mention the first 500 people to buy Project One actually get an exclusive Project One USB that has exclusive content. And there's a lot more stuff. I've only showed you the melodies. Between the vocal loops, the percussion, the drum loops, there's so many different stuff. The drum kit that's included in here. This is literally one of our biggest production suites of the year, and you're gonna be making a lot of different music with this. Just keep in mind, you have to get on the waiting list. That gives you essentially an hour head start over the public release. You get an email and text before it goes out. This way, our kind of diehard customers can secure a USB as well as one of the licenses for the kit. And yeah, the public release comes an hour later, so this gives you your best chance of getting a pack. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and get ready for Project One. Peace out.